Zarate is a CBS News national security analyst and joins us this morning. Good morning, Juan.
Good morning, Maggie.
It seems to me that whenever something like this happens, the first thing that we want to figure out is what can we learn from it. In this case, he only made it to a pre-screening area. The officers stopped him right away. So at least security-wise, Juan, it seems that they couldn't have done anything different.
Maggie, I think you're right. I think the Pentagon officers need to be commended because I think the security worked exactly as it should. And in fact, these officers have to deal with thousands of individuals moving into the Pentagon, visiting, working there every day. And the fact that they weren't complacent, they reacted quickly to somebody who was apparently well-dressed, actually is a good testament to security and to their awareness. And so that, I think, is very good. The question is, should we have seen trouble signs from this individual and perhaps prevented this in the future?
Exactly, because we know that he did post some anti-military rants on the internet, that odd YouTube video. Do you think that the government is doing enough to identify these people preemptively?
I think it's very hard for the government to ferret out and to find individuals who are acting alone, lone wolves. Unless an individual's on the radar screen, if he has a criminal background, if he's under ongoing investigation, if he's just an individual on the internet posting things, he's not going to be a subject of attention for the government. So it's very hard. And this, I think, puts a premium on family and friends identifying people who may be violent, may be trending toward violence.
You're right. It does appear that he was a lone wolf. But what's kind of scary, Juan, is that he seems to be one of an increasing number of lone wolves. Like we saw the guy who crashed his plane into the IRS building in Austin. Is this a trend?
Maggie, it's a great question. I think it's too early to tell, both in terms of this case as to what his motivations were and whether or not this is a trend. But I do think you're right. It's very curious that this comes on the heels of the attack of the IRS building in Austin, after the Fort Hood attack. And so there's a sort of an anti-government feel to some of these attacks, even if they are personal grievances. And so we've got to watch this very carefully.
I don't know what we can do, though, is the conclusion of the morning, unless the onus is on family and friends to spot it and report it immediately.
I think that's absolutely right. There's a societal responsibility here. I don't think we can expect the FBI, government officials, to be able to ferret out each and every individual who may pose a threat to family and friends and to the government.
All right, Juan Zarate, thank you so much, Juan.
Thank you, Maggie.
Harry?